The TV quality drop is real. Most buyers haven't noticed yet. Pull up any TV at Walmart right now. 43-inch for $148, 55-inch for $298, 65-inch for under $300. These aren't Black Friday doorbusters. These are everyday prices in February 2026. And if you're thinking, wow, what a deal, you're not alone. Millions of people are buying these TVs without asking the question they should be asking. How did TVs get this cheap? And what did we lose along the way? Because here's the thing, something fundamental has changed in the TV industry over the past 3 years, and most buyers won't realize it until 8 months after they get home, when the screen goes dark for the last time. Section 1, the price trap. Let's start with what's actually happening to TV prices. Because it's more complicated than TVs are getting cheaper. Yes, budget TVs have hit rock bottom. Walmart's selling their own ONN brand 65-inch for $278. That's less than $5 per diagonal inch. 20 years ago, a 32-inch TV cost $1,500. Now, you can get a screen twice that size for a fifth of the price. But here's the catch that nobody's talking about. Component costs are going up in 2026, not down. According to market research firm Omdia, TV-specific memory prices increased by 50% over the past year. Flash memory has doubled. At CES 2026, Samsung's president literally told Bloomberg, "Prices are going up even as we speak. We're going to be at a point where we have to actually consider repricing our products." So if parts are getting more expensive, how are TVs getting cheaper? Then the answer is something the industry doesn't want you thinking about too hard. They're cutting corners you can't see on the spec sheet. They're using cheaper materials, simpler construction, less quality control. They're selling you the TV equivalent of a car with no spare tire, no jack, and brake pads that'll last exactly long enough to get you past the warranty period. One Best Buy shopper from Texas described buying a 77-inch Samsung for $1,600. Failed in the first month. Samsung took 6 weeks to send a repair person from 180 miles away. They replaced the power unit. 4 weeks later, failed again. Here's what really gets me. That same TV probably would have cost $2,500 3 years ago and lasted 7 years. Now it costs less, and you're lucky if you get 3. Section 2. The reliability collapse. Consumer Reports did something interesting in 2024. They pulled their recommendation for both Hisense and Vizio TVs, not because of picture quality, but because of reliability. Their survey data showed that 20% of these TVs will experience problems within the first 5 years. 1 in 5. Those aren't acceptable odds when you're spending $500 to $1,500. The most common complaints? Streaming apps freezing, slow or inconsistent internet connectivity. According to Consumer Reports, these problems reflect the increased complexity of today's smart TVs. Translation: manufacturers packed these things with features they couldn't properly support, and now consumers are paying the price. And before you think, well, those are budget brands, let me tell you about Samsung. As of January 2026, Samsung has 4.8 million reviews on Consumer Affairs. Want to know what people are saying? One reviewer bought Samsungs for every room in their house except one, an LG for the family room. Now that's the only TV that works with Prime Video because Samsung's smart system won't let them sign into their own Amazon account. Another person bought a 65-inch Samsung for $1,600, died after 2 years. 2 years. A December 2025 review describes buying a new 77-inch Samsung from Best Buy. Failed in the first month. Samsung took 6 weeks to send a repair person from 180 miles away. The technician replaced the defective power unit. 4 weeks later, the TV failed again. Same person spent 60 minutes on the phone being walked through a troubleshooting list. That's 2 months of back and forth for a TV that cost north of $2,000. See, but the real gut punch comes from the construction quality. One review from December 2025 points out that the back of Samsung screens aren't even solid anymore. They're soft plastic that bends when you try to wall mount it. This is on their 65-inch Crystal UHD model, the U8000F, model number UN6 5U8000FFXZ. You're paying over $1,000 for a TV with a screen backing that flexes like a Walmart bag. The reviewer specifically notes, very soft plastic material which can be easily bended by even just holding to mount on the wall. Another Samsung owner said their TV became defective while still under warranty. Samsung sent repair technicians multiple times, but the same problems kept returning. When they asked for a replacement, Samsung gave contradictory explanations. First saying clearance items don't qualify for exchange. Then claiming the TV was out of warranty, even though the issue started while it was covered. This person is still making monthly payments through Citibank for a TV that's never been fixed correctly. TCL and Hisense? The picture's a bit different, and it's worth understanding because it reveals something important about how budget TVs are made. If you buy their bottom-tier models, TCL's 3 Series or 4 Series, anything under $300, you're rolling the dice. These TVs cost under $150 for a 43-inch, and that price reflects their quality. One user said their TCL 6 Series died days after purchase. But here's where it gets interesting. Multiple buyers report that if you step up to the 5 Series and above, reliability jumps dramatically. One person's been running a TCL Roku TV for 7 years without issues, and another bought a 240 55-inch TCL in 2021, and it's still going strong in 2025, nearly 4 years of daily use. A third person has a TCL from 2020 and recently said it's still rocking strong. On the Hisense side, one buyer has a TV they purchased in 2013 that's still working in 2025. That's 12 years. 12 years on a budget TV bought when Obama was president. So what's the pattern here? The absolute cheapest TVs from any brand, under $300, are built to hit a price point, not a quality standard. Mid-range models, $500 to $1,000, from TCL and Hisense often outperform their price tag, and premium models from traditional brands like Samsung and Sony, well, that brings us to our next problem. Section 3, the Smart TV Surveillance Machine, December 2025. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton files lawsuits against Sony, Samsung, LG, Hisense, Vizio, and TCL. The charge? Using automatic content recognition technology to spy on American consumers without proper disclosure. Here's how ACR works. Your TV takes a snapshot of what's on your screen every 500 milliseconds. Not just what you're streaming on Netflix, everything. Your cable box, your gaming console, your security camera feed, your personal photos. It uses audio and visual fingerprinting to identify the content, then sends that data to remote servers where it's packaged up and sold to advertisers. Paxton's lawsuits claim these companies are making TVs that aren't a passive mode of entertainment, but a relentless surveillance device. And here's the kicker. You probably opted in without knowing it. During setup, and these companies use what privacy experts call dark patterns, deliberately confusing interfaces designed to trick you into clicking agree when you think you're just setting up your TV. One Hisense owner didn't realize their viewing data was being collected every half second and transmitted to servers in China, where it could potentially be accessed under China's national security law. Even if you're not worried about foreign governments, here's what should concern you. This data collection is so valuable to manufacturers that it's subsidizing the low prices you're seeing. They're not making money selling you the TV, they're making money selling you. Consumer Reports found that turning off these tracking features is tricky to do when you first set up a new TV and even harder to pull off later. On LG TVs, disabling viewing information collection also kills your voice control, even if you've separately agreed to voice data collection. On Samsung, the privacy settings are buried 3 menus deep. On TCL, it's hidden under something called the User Experience Improvement Program. That sounds like it's just helping them make better products. According to a December 2025 report, the business model of smart TVs is fundamentally built on surveillance. Privacy experts warn that even when your TV is off or on standby, some models continue collecting data. Section 4, the warranty trap. So you're thinking, okay, I'll just buy the extended warranty. Smart thinking. Except warranties have become a minefield of their own. Best Buy will sell you a 5-year warranty on a $2,000 98-inch TCL for $500. That's 25% of the TV's cost. If it doesn't break in the first year, it'll probably last 3 to 5 years anyway. If it does break in the first year, that's a manufacturer defect that should be covered under the standard warranty. So you're basically paying $500 for coverage during years 2 through 5 on a TV that might not make it that long anyway. And even when you have warranty coverage, the runaround is real. One person bought a TV with a 3-year extended warranty covering accidental damage. Screen got damaged. Warranty company denied the claim because it was accidental damage, the exact thing the warranty was supposed to cover. Repair? Quote, $400, more than half the cost of a replacement TV. Samsung's own customer service has become notorious. Like one reviewer described spending 60 minutes on the phone, walking through troubleshooting steps after their TV failed, for the second time in 2 months. With a repair technician having already replaced the power unit once. The extended warranty industry runs on a simple principle. They wouldn't offer them if they were losing money. Every dollar you spend on an extended warranty is a bet against yourself. The house always wins. Section 5. What actually matters now. Here's what the industry doesn't want you to know. There are still good TVs being made in 2026. You just have to know where to look and what to avoid. Let's break this down by budget, because best TV means different things at different price points. Budget buyers, under $500. Your safest bets are TCL's 5 Series and above, or Hisense's U6 line. And multiple real-world users report these holding up for 4 to 5 years with daily use. The TCL QM 5K and QM 6K models, currently running $500 to $800, offer mini LED backlighting at prices that would have been impossible 3 years ago. One reviewer noted the QM 6K has effective local dimming feature, so you get impressively deep blacks in a dark room despite the budget price. The Onan brand from Walmart is a gamble. Yes, you can get a 65-inch for $278. Some people have had them running for years. Others report failures within months. It's the TV equivalent of a lottery ticket. Sometimes you win, often you don't. Insignia from Best Buy sits in that same inconsistent zone. Their 43-inch F30 runs about $140 and packs HDR10 support and Fire TV, but you're rolling the dice on longevity. Vizio? The Consumer Reports pulled their recommendation for a reason. The data shows 1 in 5 fail within 5 years, and their customer service has a reputation for making warranty claims difficult. Mid-range buyers, $500 to $1,500. This is where the value sweet spot lives in 2026 if you're smart about it. TCL's QM6K and QM7K punch way above their weight class. The QM7K runs $1,000 to $1,300 and offers mini LED local dimming that rivals TVS twice its price. RTI NGS called it one of the best TCL TVS they've tested. One buyer returned a $1,500 Hisense U8QG for the TCL QM7K at $1,000 and said they don't regret it. Better shadow detail, more natural contrast, $500 less. Hisense's U7 and U8 series compete directly with TCL here. The U8QG runs around $1,500 and uses ADS Pro panels that some enthusiasts swear by for viewing angles and reduced blooming. But, and this is important, you're dealing with the data collection issues I mentioned earlier. Chinese manufacturing, ACR technology, data potentially flowing to foreign servers. Samsung's QLED models in this range? Here's my honest take. If you disable all the smart features, never connect it to Wi-Fi, and use an external Roku or Apple TV for streaming, you might be okay. But you're paying for smart features you're actively avoiding. Doesn't make sense to me. LG's B5. OLED has dropped to $1,099 for a 65-inch. That's OLED panel technology, perfect blacks, infinite contrast, for barely more than mid-tier mini LED. 3 years ago, that same TV would have cost $2,500. If you can stretch your budget to $1,100, this is the move. Premium buyers, $1,500 plus. LG's C5 OLED remains the gold standard, currently running around $1,700 for a 65-inch, sheared down from $2,700 just weeks ago. We named it one of the best TVs you can buy, perfect for both gaming, 144 Hz refresh rate, 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs, and movies, Dolby Vision HDR support. Owner satisfaction ratings are consistently high across Consumer Report surveys. Sony's Bravia series costs more. We're talking $2,000 plus for comparable sizes, but delivers better upscaling of low-quality content. This matters more than you think. Most of what you actually watch isn't pristine 4K from a Blu-ray. It's compressed Netflix streams, cable TV, YouTube videos. Sony's processors are legitimately better at making that content look good. One reviewer in India noted that while Hisense and TCL beat Sony on specs per dollar, when it comes to watching low bitrate 1080p content, all these TCL/Hisense TVs looks crap compared to Sony. Samsung's high-end models, the S95 FOLED, the QN90F, have the same surveillance and reliability concerns as their budget lines, just at higher prices. Hard to recommend. Here's the bottom line on picture quality versus reliability. In 2026, almost every TV on the market can produce a decent picture. Even a $300 budget set will look fine for Netflix and YouTube when it's brand new. The difference between budget and premium isn't in what you see in the first week. It's in what you see in year 3. Premium TVS have better processing chips that handle motion better, upscale lower quality content better, and don't start showing artifacts and lag as they age. They use better power supplies that don't fail. Then they have actual quality control during manufacturing instead of ship it and let warranty handle the defects. But here's what really separates good TVs from junk in 2026. Build quality you can't see on the spec sheet. The power supply that doesn't fail 8 months in. The mainboard that doesn't develop cold solder joints from heat cycles. The backlight array that doesn't start dying pixel by pixel after 18 months. One reviewer on Reddit noted their cheap 43-inch Hisense bought in 2013 is still running strong in 2025, 12 years. Another person's $1,600 Samsung died in two. And that brings us to the most important point of all. Section 6, the hidden cost of cheap. Let's do some math that retailers don't want you doing in the store. Scenario A, you buy a $300 on 65-inch TV from Walmart. It lasts 2 years. You replace it with another $300 TV. That lasts 2 years. Over 10 years, you spend $1,500 on TVs, deal with 4 replacement cycles, and generate 5 TV carcasses headed to a landfill. Scenario B, you buy a $1,200 LG C50 LED. It lasts 10 years. You spend $1,200 total, deal with 0 replacement hassles, and generate 1 TV's worth of e-waste. But the real hidden cost isn't just money, it's your time. It's the frustration of a TV that starts lagging after 18 months. It's the streaming apps that crash. It's the picture quality that degrades. It's the Sunday afternoon you spend at Best Buy instead of watching football because your TV died mid-season. One forum user put it perfectly. I don't want a TV I have to think about. I want it to turn on when I press the button and show me what I want to watch. In 2026, that simple expectation has become a luxury feature. The industry has figured out that most people shop by price first, screen size second, and don't think about quality until it's too late to return it. They've optimized for the sale, not the experience. They've built business models around surveillance capitalism and planned obsolescence. And the worst part? Most buyers don't even know it's happening. They see a 65-inch 4K TV for $298 and think they're getting a steal. What they're actually getting is a surveillance device with a 2-year lifespan that'll be in a landfill by 2028. So here's my takeaway. In 2026, the cheapest TV is almost never the best deal. Do me a favor. Before you buy your next TV, ask yourself one question. Am I shopping for a price or shopping for a TV? Because those have become two different things. I want to hear from you. Have you had a TV die suspiciously close to the end of the warranty period? Drop a comment and tell me the brand, the model, and how long it lasted. Let's build a database of which TVs actually survive. If you want more honest reviews before dropping money on electronics, reviews that aren't paid for by the companies making them, hit subscribe. Next week, I'm breaking down why soundbars have gotten worse while getting more expensive. See you then.